Well, guys, as we said in the very beginning of this channel, it wasn't necessarily about Jeeps. It wasn't necessarily about Jeeping. It wasn't necessarily about Jeep repairs, the motorhome and everything. Good things, bad things, everything is going to be on this channel. And if you'll notice in the background here, I'll pan over a little bit, there is a very big black streak going up the motorhome. And if we go all the way up here, it ends right up here and all the way down here where the main awning used to be attached to the motorhome. The main awning is now in a bazillion pieces. We had something happen this past weekend on us, Hot Springs, Arkansas. We've never experienced it before. We always try to stay due diligent about the motorhome with awnings and stuff like that, but some things can literally happen like that. We had no cell service, we had no Wi-Fi, we had no reason to suspect anything bad was going to happen. We didn't have the radio on or nothing like that, but somehow through the magic of phones we did manage to get a weather alert, and it literally said this: bump, bump, take shelter, tornado warning, extreme straight line winds, extreme thunderstorms, flash flooding in your area immediately, take shelter. Okay, so we started gathering everything up, and literally before we could stop and even think about it, bam, straight line wind come right down the mountain and literally took this awning off the side of the motorhome like that. We couldn't believe it. I mean, it happened so quick. We're like, oh my God. So we managed to grab a hold of the awning, but there was no salvage in it. I mean, it was too late. That thing flapping was like a sail. It took off. It whooped around the side of the motorhome, scratched it all the way down. It got it all the way down the sides here. I'm going to flip it around and I'll show you a lot better views of it, but it's just a reminder of how fast things can go wrong. I went today and spoke with the the company where we bought the motorhome. They do motorhome repairs also. Took a bunch of video, a bunch of pictures initially, and the initial estimate is somewhere between $18,000 and $20,000. It literally ripped. There are huge pieces of fiberglass up here that are ripped out. We pushed them back in because of the flash flooding that we were having. I mean, water was literally running off the roof, down inside that, and then inside to the motorhome. It looks a lot worse than, well, it's a lot worse than what it really kind of looks until you really get up to it. But like I say, bad things can happen. I know a lot of the videos are always portrayed as like, oh, we're having fun, this is really great and everything like that, but it can get really disastrous really fast. So the moral of the story obviously is just pay a lot of attention, which we thought we were. I mean, we thought we had a handle on things, but I mean, again, it was, and it was gone. Completely destroyed the awning. There's no salvaging it. Also, the slide topper fabric right here is completely, it ripped that sucker right off of there too. But let me turn the camera around, we'll zoom in, and I'll show you what all happened. So we kind of wanted to go ahead and make the video also just to share our experience of dealing with the insurance companies and then trying to get the motorhome fixed, because you know, when you look at these things, I mean, there's a lot of graphics, there's a lot of colors, there's a lot of stripes, and it takes a very good shop to do this stuff correct. I mean, working on these things is not quite like working on a car, you know what I mean? If you've ever had to deal with this experience, please share it. But we'll start out, it's kind of hard to see right now under the cover, but up here, our slide topper awning, the only thing that's left holding in it is just a little tiny bit of the seam right here. It's split all the way across it. And then right here, this is where the awning, it initially fell down the wall, gouged all of this, got into the side fender here, and then all the way up, every single bolt hole. This is the best one. It literally yanked the search right out of it. And all of this, I know you can't really see it on camera, but it's all pulled out. And then once you get up to the top, I mean, it just gets worse and worse. And then that one up there, which is really hard to see, but basically right down the white stripe coming down this way. And then, oops, it's hard to do this way up there. Well, you can see how it's separated right there. That whole section is pulled out away from the side of the motorhome. Get zoomed back out here. And then also, if you've dealt with these things before, you know that there is like a little C-track up here that your topper slides into. It ripped it completely out of there, all the way down the side of the motorhome. Some of the stuff is going to be hard to see on film, I know, but you can see all the scratches right here. I mean, it just dug into the gel coat. Ripped it out all the way across to the front. The C channel up here in the front, again, hard to see because it's over the top right here, but the front part of the C channel right there, it pulled that completely off the side of the motorhome. Just split it open like nothing. This section up here is actually, well, I can't say the worst. The back one is the worst, but this one's the same way. We'll get up here. I mean, it just pulled the whole side out of the motorhome. Every single mounting bracket. That one actually even pulled the side gel coat completely off. And then again, all the way down. I mean, it just pulled it right out. The only thing that was left holding it was the wiring. It snapped this one completely off, but we went ahead and just cut them off. There was nothing left we could do. It was a horrible experience. I don't want anybody to ever have to go through it, so that's why we're going to share our experience of what we're going to go through to try to get this thing fixed. Initial estimates too also are obviously several months because of the amount of work that's going to be involved in trying to cut all this damage out and repair it. And honestly, I mean, I'm a little worried myself, you know, about, I mean, just what's the quality going to be after it's done. I mean, it's kind of a scary thought. Can't see it, but there's a big old scratch going right down here. This arm had come off and the wind just whooped it around the side of this slide before it went back down this way. So that's the initial tour of damage, guys. As we learn more about it and we get to talking to the body shop that's actually going to be handling the motorhome repairs. Huge thanks here to Motorhomes of Texas. I went directly to them. That's where we bought the motorhome, and they said, man, look, we got this. Don't worry about it. We are going to get your coach fixed for you as good as new. And, you know, I trust those guys, so we'll see what happens. Once we get further into it, we'll share the details. We'll share the initial inspection with y'all and the initial estimate, and just so you can experience what we're experiencing. So until the next stage, we will see you guys later.